Hello and welcome to this B1 Productivity Package e-learning session. Today we are going to be looking at the MailChimp module. First, a bit about MailChimp. MailChimp is an online company that has specialized in sending out newsletters. It was founded in 2001, and if you join this service, you'll be together with more than 9 million people who send out 600 million emails every day. The MailChimp integration that we have created allows you to synchronize contact persons from your SAP database to MailChimp. You can also add new subscribers to lists in MailChimp, and you can include things like the card code or the card name and the contact person's details. Before we look at the module in SAP, we need to first do a few things online. First, we need to get a MailChimp login. Then we need to get the API key that we're going to use for synchronizing the information. And then I'll show you how to create your first list and how to make merge tags and groupings. Open up your browser and navigate to MailChimp.com. From here you can sign up to a free account, and after you have signed up, please log into the page. Now that we are logged into the MailChimp, we are able to get our API key. You can find this by going into your account and selecting under extras the API keys. From here you can generate a new API key, so please do, and then you will want to copy the API key that you just created and save it for later use. After creating the API key, we are now ready to create our first list. So please navigate to the lists, and from here use the create list option. You're going to just create a list, and then you need to fill out some details. After filling it out, you can press save, and you're now ready to add your first subscribers, and that's what we are going to do from inside SAP. But first we are going to actually do some setup on this list. MailChimp have a concept called merge tags, and merge tags are actually like the UDFs that you know from SAP. So if you navigate into settings and find the merge tags, from here you can actually create new fields where you can store information in, and this is where you can synchronize contact person details or business partner details into the fields on the subscriber. So if you go in and create a new field, and we are going to create a text field, then we could call this card name. And then we're going to look at how to actually get a value into this field later on. The second feature that they have that we have added support for is something called groups. And groups you can find under manage subscribers and groups. And basically groups allows you to categorize your subscribers by allowing them to actually set their interest and preferences. This you can also do from within SAP. So when you're adding people to your list, you can actually say what are they interested in based on the groups that you have created in MailChimp. So let's create a new group. And we're going to do a set checkboxes. And then we're going to say, what are you interested in? And you're interested in B1 UP, B1 print and delivery, and B1 MailChimp. Add the group. And now we can put people into these groups inside from SAP. Okay, that was basically all the setup you had to do in MailChimp. There's lots of additional features in here, but I suggest that you look at the MailChimp e-learning to actually see how to do this. Now that we got the online part done, let's have a look at how we set up the B1 MailChimp integration inside SAP. I have entered my SAP database and I have started the B1UP add-on using the add-on manager. And now the first thing you need to do is to make sure that the MailChimp module is actually activated. So if you open the B1 productivity package config and make sure that you have MailChimp enabled in here, then you should have the MailChimp module down under the module configuration and then the MailChimp folder here. The first thing you need to do is you need to input the API key. So we are going to start by opening the configuration window. And then you need to paste in the API key that you created in MailChimp and press update. After inputting the API key, you need to configure your merge tags. So you need to tell for the list that we just created what data should go into what field. So the F name and L name fields would be good to have the first name of the contact person and the last name of the contact person. And the way you do it is that you select the table that you want to get the data from, and then you give the field name of the field inside the database. We also want to fill out the card name field, and that should be taken from the business partner, and that should be the card name. You'll need to set up this for each of your lists, as each list can have different merge tags. Now that you are done with the setup, you need to start adding subscribers to your list in MailChimp. You can do this using the Add Subscribers feature down here. And it will open up the subscriber window where you can go in and add subscribers to a list inside your MailChimp. It works like you select your list, and then we created some groups up there, and they're going to be displayed here. So you can go in and say, fill out the groups and say, what are you interested in? The subscribers I'm going to add now, they are actually interested in all three things. And then I can go in and apply some filters, either some simple filters, or I could go in and write my own SQL where I specify my own where condition. Then I go in and say what people I would like to add to my list. And then I say update. And then the add-on talks to MailChimp, and now the subscribers have been added to my list inside MailChimp. After adding the subscribers using the functionality inside SAP, you can now go into MailChimp and have a look at your list. The list should now be updated with a number of new subscribers, and if they're not shown, then please wait a few minutes, as MailChimp have a cache that might take a few minutes to update. But in here you can see that we got the different emails in here, and we got the interest groups populated, and we got the card name and last name and first name transferred. On this specific contact person, they didn't have anything in the first name and last name, but the card name is filled out. After adding the subscribers to your list in MailChimp, you want to also have them synchronized with your SAP database, so that if you, for example, change the name, change the company name, or change one of the user-defined fields that you have put into a merge tag, you want to have that information reflected in MailChimp. You can do this by going into the configuration and pressing the sync button. This will synchronize your database with MailChimp, but we suggest that you instead enable our server component, and we have a separate e-learning session on how to set up and install the server component. But after doing that, you can go in here and you can tell the system that it should do a synchronization every night. And this way you can make sure that your data is always synced between SAP and MailChimp. This concludes this B1 MailChimp e-learning session. If you need to reach out to us, please use sales@boyum-it.com or visit our website at boyum-solutions.com.